Hi, today on Gary's Urban Larder, I'm making a mess of beans, Big Mama's beans and some cornbread. Let's get started. Okay, I'll take you through the ingredients. Remember, you can always go to my website at garysurbanlarder.com to find the full list of ingredients and the method. So, I've got some oil. It's a neutral oil that I'm going to put in our pan, and I'm going to fry up a little bit of smoky bacon. The reason being I don't have any ham hock. I've got some pulled meat from a ham hock, but it isn't smoky enough. So that's some smoked bacon. I may add a little liquid smoke as well. We'll see. I've got some chopped onions and a clove of garlic, salt, pepper, some Hungarian paprika that my neighbor gave me, my neighbor Mata, and it's really wonderful, and some cayenne pepper, the pulled hock, as I mentioned, and some cumin, 2 bay leaves, and a vegetable stock cube, which I'm going to crumble in it. And of course, I have our beans, our pinto beans, which we soaked overnight, rinsed this morning, and they're ready to go, and some fresh cold water. Okay. I think that's really it. And I'll just turn this on, and we'll start by adding our oil into that pan. And this is a very heavy bottom pan, and you can use a Dutch oven, any deep pot that's really heavy, that's best. So just adding our bacon lardons, and I'm just going to let them start to sweat to impart some of the flavor from that smoked bacon. So that fat from our bacon is starting to render out, and I don't need them to be crisp. I just need them to start to brown, which they're doing. I'm going to set aside the clove for later, but I'm going to add our chopped onion now. And make sure that gets coated with the oil, with all the fat. Now, since I don't have a hock, I'm working to add lots of flavor. And that's why I want this onion to become translucent. Just going to add a pinch of salt. Now, I know some of you might be wondering, should you add salt at this stage? Well, it really doesn't hurt. You're not adding a great amount of salt. It's really just to help the onions to sweat. And once you have your beans cooked, you're going to add the rest of your salt. There's a risk, some think, of toughening up the beans. My experience is I wait, but you may have a different method. If you do, drop me a comment in the description box below and let me know. Let me know your method. So I'm just going to take this clove. I've got a little gadget, and just rock it, and it crushes my garlic. So I'm just going to put that in to the pot. And I tell you, making a mess of beans is really what I remember. Me and my grandmother, Big Mama, they called her. She would make a mess of greens, a mess of beans. And this is what we have here. We got a big mess of beans. So put that aside. Now that that's really fragrant, I'm going to add our cumin. And again, I'm just doing that now to toast that spice a little bit. I don't want to burn it, but I do want to toast it and get those oils going. And then I'm going to add our other spices, the red pepper and the paprika. Ooh, I get the hit of that paprika. Now that will give it some spice and some smokiness in the absence of those hocks. I'm not going to add the pulled pork until a bit later. But now I'm going to add our beans. And just give them a quick stir. Going to add our water, cold water, just to cover them. And you want to check your pot from time to time. These are going to cook low and slow. I've got that about a knuckle higher than the height of those beans. That was what? A full quart, a full liter. So now I'm adding my bay leaf, and I'm going to crumble in the vegetable stock cube. And that is our beans. Now, these will cook for about 1 to 2 hours. We'll check on them frequently, maybe every 20, 30 minutes. If we need to add more water, we'll top it up. But I'll bring these up to a boil now, and then I'm going to loosely cover them, reduce it to a simmer. Now, the perfect temperature to cook beans is just below boiling, around 205, 200 Fahrenheit, and Celsius is about 95 Celsius. So we want to bring it to the boil, so 100 degrees Celsius, 212 Fahrenheit, and then we want to reduce that to that slow simmer. And we'll keep an eye on it. Okay, I'll let those come to the boil, and then I'll have you have a look at them. Cleaned up a little bit just to give myself more space. Have our cover, and these are just about to come to the boil. So, I think the great thing about a pot of beans, a mess of beans, is really the time you just take. You look forward to it. The overnight soak, the time you put them on the stove, let that pot come up to a boil, cover it, forget about it, and then that aroma starts wafting through the house, and people want to open that pot. Get away from that, boy. Leave it alone. Yeah, I don't have a deep well. My grandmother had a deep well on the back of the stove, and those beans would sit there and they would cook, and all the smells were just fantastic. I loved it. So when I make a mess of beans, I think of my grandmother, a Big Mama. So these are Big Mama's pinto beans. Not exactly her recipe, because I didn't have a ham hock to start. But the thing about this, it's such a economical meal, but also a meal made out of necessity, of what you have on hand. You've got that onion, you got to use it up. You got maybe some garlic, or maybe you just got garlic and onion powder, and you're going to use it. You've got a ham hock, and that'll give it enough. So we will add this pulled meat at the end before we season it, because I have tasted this. It's cooked, and it does have quite a bit of salt. So I don't want to over salt these beans. I'm not going to do that. So now those beans are at a boil. We will cover the pan loosely. We'll reduce it to a low simmer, and we will just keep an eye on it for the next hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, until our beans are ready. In the meantime, I'm going to make us some cast iron skillet cornbread. Yes, I am. You can't have beans and not have cornbread. Okay, I've just checked the beans, and I've added the pulled ham hock, and the beans are going to need about another half an hour. It's been an hour. They are looking good, but they're not quite tender enough yet. So we don't want to rush these beans. at all. I'm going to taste some of the liquor from the pot. Oh, it's going to be good. So again, I'm just going to cover that part way, just leave it look thin a bit, and we'll leave it another half an hour and we'll check it again. I'll take you through the ingredients for the cornbread. We've got a cup of cornmeal, cup of flour, have baking powder, baking soda, some sugar. Now that can be controversial, but I'm using some sugar, salt, some oil, an egg, and some buttermilk. And we're just going to combine these. There's the cornmeal. There's our flour, baking powder, baking soda, our sugar. And I'm going to just give a good pinch of salt with 2. And I'm just going to stir those dry ingredients just to combine them. I've got our oven hot, 400, 425. Iron skillet is in there with some oil, so it's smoking hot. So I'm going to now add my egg. Just using a single egg today. And my oil. And I like to just break up my egg and oil and start to combine that before adding our buttermilk. Now you can use hot oil, melted oil, lard, bacon fat if you like. I'm just using some vegetable oil today. And I'm just going to stir that until it's combined. And then that's going to go in our waiting skillet into our oven for about 30 minutes. And hopefully the last 30 minutes of our pot and our cornbread will come out together. So that's it. And that goes into my hot oiled skillet, into my hot oven. Okay, our beans are finished. Just turn that off. They smell wonderful. I've managed to find one bay leaf, but I'm looking for the other. Hopefully, we will find it. But now, we'll get our cornbread out of the oven. We'll cut and butter a big slice, and we'll put this in a beautiful bowl, and we'll taste it. So don't go away. Oh, it looks good. It smells good. I'm pretty sure it's going to taste good too. Big Mama's beans. Okay, I have my spoon. I'm just going to break up some of my cornbread. Make sure I get some of that with my beans. Oh. Oh, goodness. Truly goodness. Those are delicious. The bit of a ham hock that was pulled is there. It's not smoky, but we've managed to get that smokiness through the beans. Get the hit of the paprika. One more bite. I'm honest, I let the beans cook a bit longer than usual, but the ones that have remained firm are beautiful, soft, delicious. This is a great meal for a chilly, rainy day like this one. Well, thank you for joining me today at Gary's Urban Larder.
If you enjoyed today's recipe, please give us a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to the channel, it's free, and to ring that notification bell so you don't miss a single recipe. And finally, please share this video with your friends to help build our community. It truly helps the channel out. Until next time, bye-bye. Oh, that's good.